As News 8 first told you back in October, Mayor Tim Cabot called for an investigation into the police department after Officer Nathan Polk came to him with concerns about the workplace environment and also retaliation within the department.
The outside investigation took about a month to complete. Here's a look at what led up to that investigation. La Crosse Police Chief Ron Tischer says on August 17th, the department opened up an internal investigation into Officer Nathan Polk after department supervisors and citizen witnesses accused him of misconduct while on and off duty. About 2 weeks later, Chief Tischer told Officer Polk that he was being reassigned from his neighborhood resource officer position, and that's when Officer Polk claimed misconduct against his partner, Officer Dan Ulrich. Chief Tischer says he immediately opened an internal investigation.
Then on September 11th, Officer Polk went to the mayor's office and claimed retaliation by the department, and that's when the mayor called for an outside investigation. Once that happened, the two internal investigations were suspended until the mayor's outside investigation could be complete. Well, that outside investigation is now complete and the results were released today. News 8's Brittany Schmidt joins us now with reaction.
Mike and Martha, now that the La Crosse Police Department has been cleared of any retaliation claims, that part of the investigation is complete. However, there are still many questions yet to be answered when it comes to Officer Polk and Officer Ulrich.
The agency didn't do anything wrong.
After a month of interviews with the La Crosse Police Department and reviewing hundreds of pages of documents, independent investigator Jim Lewis says there does not appear to be evidence to support claim of retaliation.
We treat all employees the same. It doesn't matter who they are.
However, Lewis did find a mistake when it came to placing donated funds in the right spot.
Some money that was donated for the neighborhood officers was misplaced in a wrong account. So that was cleared up. It was an accounting error that we made, and so it was fixed, and the money that was donated was used for what we said it was for.
The investigator found that there was nothing inappropriate, but that there could be some improvements made to the transparency, and I know the chief is already working on some of those corrections.
The investigator's report still leaves many questions unanswered. A significant portion of the report is blacked out, including many of the officers' names who were interviewed as part of the investigation.
Believe me, I think I'm a firm believer in as much transparency and making as much public as possible. But there's still the balance.
The mayor, along with his legal team, has decided to release a heavily redacted document because of other impending investigations.
The last thing that we would want to do is to release things that, either were unsubstantiated or hearsay that could cause, problems down the road.
Now that the outside investigation is complete, Chief Tischer says the investigations that were put on hold will start back up.
There's two internal investigations going on right now with Officer Polk and Officer Ulrich.
Chief Tischer says the reason behind those investigations can't be released right now.
Those are personnel investigations that I can't comment on.
At some point, those other investigations will be resolved. I mean, we'll have more of the complete story. But at this point, since there are still ongoing investigations, parts of that report have to be withheld.
And as of right now, Officer Polk and Officer Ulrich are still on paid administrative leave.
So who is responsible for those two internal investigations?
So Chief Tischer thought it would be best to kind of go to a third party again so that they wouldn't have any connection with the police department. So they're going to go to a third party.
And do we know how long that investigation will take?
Unfortunately, he said he didn't know, but he hopes that it ends up happening quickly so that he can either, discipline any wrongdoing or get the guys back on the streets.
And just to be clear, they are not releasing who is doing this third-party investigation.
Correct. Nope, they're keeping that private for now.
Okay, thanks a lot, Brittany.